Alright, so Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. We've got a battle on the Mountain Pass map and we've got Lion Balls from Freddy Clan. Now he's in the Object 279E. This is the top reward for the second of the personal campaigns. Now this used to be one of the most tanks that were reviled in the game. Basically thinking it was overpowered. It can be pinned, of course. And you just need to know the weak spots. I've got a video of ammo racking on my channel. It's just got a lot of views, and I think the BZ-176 has probably replaced it in the game in terms of being the most hated tank. So let's see how it goes in this game anyway. Alright, so he's platooned with Selena Gomez in the Object 260. You've seen his replays on this channel as well, so couple of good players, and they are top tier, so it's a tier 9, tier 10 battle. You can see how fast the 260 is, getting right out in front. It's almost a heavium, but it is based on the i7, if you ever see it in game. So it has a slightly different turret arrangement, but otherwise quite similar. Alright, so they've got a T10 in front of them. Now, there's only tank spotted, and that's interesting. This is the heavy line effectively, although you do get a bit of heavy traffic on the ice road side, but that can be blocked fairly easily by the tanks on the top of the road there. So potentially this T10 is isolated. So it'll be a bit of a test as Lion Balls crosses here. You can see he's just holding down the W key, trying to get into a position, and this is the risky part. No, not spotted, so that sort of reinforces the idea that this T10 is by himself, in which case, yeah, should be able to deal with him. So good alpha from both teams actually. The first shot bounces from the T10, but if you aim carefully and you don't have the upper plate angled, it's actually not that difficult to pin, and there we go. It does take a decent hit from the T10, but the T10 is now one-shottable, and one of the aspects of the 279 is actually a pretty fast rate of fire. So I managed to reload the T10 and take him out. And they're just pushing hard towards the enemy base, and Selena Gomez taking a few hits there, so he ducks down out of sight, but we know there's a lot of tanks waiting in base. So actually this is going to be interesting, firstly because the enemy team has sort of given up map control. You can see them all really congregated around their base. It makes it a pretty target-rich environment, and does take a hit there. And this time on his tracks. Now this is, I suppose, one of the advantages of the 279E. The tracks are pretty resilient, and well, you can break the tracks. Alright, it's going to go for a blind shot here on the Sharpshooter 4. He's bounced another shot coming from there. There you go, that blind shot clearly went in, or at least one of them did. There's two tanks there. We'll see that at the end of the game if that pans out. But the Sharpshooter gets taken out. Pretty weak defensive position there. And it's a bit hard to explain why the enemy didn't really push out hard, but that's the case. Now that AMX M4 perhaps is an AFK tank. He hasn't moved from the starting position, I would say. So definitely taking a risk here, climbing the hill. That AMX might start shooting, but he can't sit and take out the AFK tank without dealing with these ones up at top. And he might take a bit of punishment as he comes up, so gets tracked, has to use this repair kit, and he's taking hits from the Batchat 25 TAP, and that's interesting. Tier 9 penning a 279E. See, it is not possible. So it's got to deal with this, and it's got a CC1 to help him, and he's not getting much out of it, but that Batchat tier 9 is basically in his line of sight with the angle that he's got, so we deal with him first. And this is what I mean, a bit of a target-rich environment here. AMX-30 trying to set up a crossfire there. Yes, and he does take a hit in the turret as he's turned his turret, so that's one of the disadvantages, but if he can get rid of that Batchat, then he can focus on these two. So one more shot on the Batchat. In fact, one more shot on the AMX-30 will do it. There's the Batchat again. Takes, luckily, the shot from the 61 on his tracks. That's Type 61 aiming properly. The CC1 takes him out, and now this is going. Now, interestingly, that AMX M4 is still in place. He bounces that shot going in. But now we've got a few more tanks here now. Interesting, the 704 there, got a big alpha gun, as has the E3. Luckily the E3 incoming round bounces, so not a well-aimed shot there. Goes for the 704, gets the kill. Nice high roll there. Selena Gomez rolls in to try and distract this E3, and he can go for the tracking shot here if he can reload. He's getting pushed a bit. Yeah, in fact he does hit the sprocket. Not sure if he got any damage out of that, but he's already up to 4k damage here. He can afford to take a hit from the E3, but he doesn't really want to. He's just going for the sprockets there, and he gets the shot in. And looks like that E3, no, he has unlocked his tracks, so going for the weak spot on the side of the front plate. And in fact, that's the last kill of the game. That's just finished really quickly. Alright, looking at the results, that blind shot went in, at least one of them, so end up with 5.4k of damage, 5 kills. That's earned him the high caliber award. Now it's interesting, I think that's a factor of being a tier 9, tier 10 game, so less hit points in the game, because you have to get at least 20% of the hit points of the enemy team to earn that. Steel wall for blocking, and he's blocked 3.1k, so armor standing up mostly, but you did see he lose quite a few hit points there. And he's earned the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. So let's have a look at the team score. Just sort that here. So finished on top with damage there. The next best tank being Selena Gomez in the 260, doing 3.8k, although not quite as much EXP. And he's finished well on top of EXP for the team. So really wrapping that up. And on the enemy team, no one doing really superbly. And again, that's really a factor of them not trying to take control and getting into good positions, I would say. Now look at that E3 only doing 1k, so that's barely 2 shots worth of damage really. So not a great result from the enemy team, and a bit of a whitewash in that sense. So let's have a look at the detailed 17 shots fired, every shot hit, so good shooting, 14 penetrations out of that. Overall battle duration, look at that, 6-minute game, and they wiped the floor with the enemy. Now, economics wise, this is a reward tank, not a premium vehicle, so you don't get any special credit earnings, and he did play without reserves or personal reserves running or clan payments, so in the net with a minor loss of 24k. Anyway, great game there from Lion Balls. Don't see this tank too often, and possibly because people don't want to see it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments if you think that it's not quite as reviled now as it used to be, and particularly in light of the BZ-176, or can both tanks be equally reviled? Let me know your comments. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, that's an option for you, and thanks to all the recent subscribers. That's a good sign. We'll see you in the next video with some other great content.